What is crackin', bowlers? Chris Beans here with Bowlers Rant, bringing you some updates from Storm and Roto Grip. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and turn on those notifications. All right, so we got some new updates just dropped today. Let's head on over to the interwebs and talk about what is going on here. First and foremost, over to the Storm section. Looks like we've got a new Electrify that's in their hot series. So let's get into it. Looks like this is the Electrify BSY. All right, let's take a test drive. All right, I want you to notice something because this is going to come up later in the video. Look how good this looks, right? Look how good this pour is, and look at the shine when you take the test drive here. This pour is absolutely fantastic, and it looks like some time was spent on this design graphic. Okay. So the Electrify, you know, for those of you who are new around here, this is in their entry level basically line. So it's one step above the, I shouldn't say entry level, it's like above entry level, but it's above the Tropical Surge, but they're still the reactor base cover stock. So you're getting some performance. It's not going to be something you're going to use on the fresh unless if you're like, you know, a senior bowler who really has some trouble getting the ball down the lane. But it's got your basic staple stuff. So reactor, you got reactor gloss, symmetrical weight block, 251030 differential, right? So this is something you're going to use on the medium burn to the burn. Or if you're like somebody who has a lot of hand and you need something this week on a specific condition where there isn't a ton of oil and you want this thing to make the turn, right? So you can do that. You know, the BSY, that stands for black, silver, yellow. I do like this color scheme, by the way. It looks phenomenal. I really do. And whatever ambrosia is, the fragrance, that's probably going to be lovely. But nothing else here. I mean, this is still the same kind of ball, just a different color. So we're not going to spend too much more time there. Interestingly enough, over to the Roto Grip section, looks like we've got this ball called the Duo. Now, when you first look at this ball, this looks like a solid. Like, if you were to show this to me, I'm like, hey, that looks like a very dull ball, like a solid. But you also notice there's no core here. Well, the core is down below, and you see this Big Brothers, Big Sisters. And so this, I believe, this graphics not presenting itself, so Storm's got something going on with the website. But I think this is a ball that's going to be used for, like, fundraising, right? So what this ball is all about, if you come down here, so it's microtracks, so that's nano, so it's a nano pearl, and it's got reactor gloss. Well, if it's got reactor gloss, why doesn't it look shiny? If I was a betting man, someone just rushed the graphic and forgot to add the shine. Otherwise, maybe they're doing something different where they're not showing you the balls are shiny, and maybe they're just doing the design graphic like this for balls going forward. I don't know, because that doesn't make sense since this one up here has the shine, but I digress. So over to the spec sheets. What do we got here? So it looks like they've got new symmetrical mentor core, right? Mentor core. And what's really interesting is if you go down here on this core, they're talking about that this was influenced by the Madcap core numbers and the Daredevil series from yesteryear. So that's interesting because these numbers aren't anything related to the Daredevil, but I don't know. Maybe it's a looks thing or something. So what has this ball got? This ball has Microtracks Pearl, Mentor Core, Black Electric Green. It's got Reactor Gloss. It's meant for medium. The numbers at 15 pounds, 249 and 046. Okay, 249, 046. And by the way, here's the flyer. This is for Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America. So this is the Cheffany Duo. Yes. So I think this is really awesome, right? So they're going to donate 5% of the sales from domestic distributors in support of the children of the program. Back to the Daredevil thing. So over here, Bowler Smart, 248041 were the core numbers of the Daredevil. Those don't really match up with these numbers, 249046. I thought this was closer to the Sonic series because the Sonic was also an 046, but just at a 247. So who knows? But when I look at this ball in terms of the numbers, to me it seems like it's going to be in that kind of Marvel-esque kind of category. You know, you've got a fair amount of flare, you know, medium high flare, you know, 249, so it's low RG-ish, almost medium RG. So I'm guessing this is going to have a fair amount of middle lane motion. Should be chuggy with a late, you know, not semi-elliptical arc in the back. So this should be a pretty versatile piece for the house condition. All right. Last but not least, the Retro RG Spare. Okay, so this is basically Storm's version of the Mix, just to kind of put it politely. So I think this looks pretty good. No test drive. Come on, guys, really? I want a test drive. I can't spin it around. What's going on here? High impact pearl urethane. So pearl urethane cover, 3500 grit. It's got the, puck at the top, 269006. So this looks pretty much like a mix to me. I don't really pay attention to the mixed numbers, especially since it's also a high urethane 3500 grit deal with the same core. So yeah. So I'm guessing a lot of people are going to use this for spare ball, or they would use this as a oh shit emergency break glass ball if they're on the sands of Sahara and they just need to get to the pocket, maybe for fair count. But don't expect carry unless you've got a 600 rev rate. Between all three of them, and if I'm looking at the shelf appeal, I am 100% going to give it to the Electrify. I think this looks fantastic. I do like the look of the RG spare. Also looks good. It's not as good as the spare tire, though. I really wish the spare tire would come back, but I'm not going to lie. This Duo, design looks rushed to me, and it looks like a green booger. Sorry, Roto Grip. You know I love you so much, but I just not digging this design. Normally, I'm pretty fair about that stuff, but today, just can't do it. So, got to keep it real. Anyways, this ball, let's see, the Retro Spare, May 19th, and the Storm. Yeah, they're all coming out May 19th. But as usual, drop me a comment. Let me know what you think. As usual, let's continue the conversation. More updates are coming. And until then, bowl well.